Hello guys, good morning, and good morning. Yes, I'm saying good morning because my time here is about 5 a.m. in the morning, and this is Tuesday, 8th of December 2020, right? So, we're just going to look at a few instruments, the majors, gold, and of course the dollar index. And well, we could also look at the crude oil and find out what's going on in order for us to try and take advantage of something, right? Now, note that the market is going to start to thin out due to the Christmas holiday. So we might need to slow down on our trading, especially if liquidity is seen to be drying up. No need, as we are not scalpers. And also try and spend time with the family, right? Basically. So now for the dollar index, we've been talking about the dollar index for a little while now, where we said for this year, basically, because now as I'm talking to you, it's currently at the lows of the year of 2020. It has been dropping and dropping, and now it's at the lows. And then we have the market seem to be boxed in between this level here and the lows of the year, right? So what we're expecting now, as you can see, the market is in no man's land. What we're expecting is probably a breakout to the downside and then continue its run out, or we're looking for a breakout to the upside and then a possible retest of this area to act as a flip, where this area is an area of support, here resistance, and then if it breaks out, it should now turn to support again to push higher, right? So either way it's going to go, we're going to pay attention to this, and of course we can use this to trade the majors, because of course the USD is a major driver in the forex market. So this is what we have here based on the dollar index. Now, apart from the dollar index, as we said, depending on what we have, that means that we need to exercise a little bit of patience to get directional bias, better directional bias. But if you look at EURUSD, we have like a nice and clean scenario here where the trend has been pushing higher. And of course, now we have it stuck in this boxed out area here, where you can see this acted as a form of resistance. And then over here, we had what? We had resistance, resistance, resistance. And then this acted as a flip over here for support. So the same thing here, which is very similar to the dollar index, it's stuck here. So we're not doing anything in the middle. Preferably, we would like a breakout to the upside or to the downside. And as you know, as the dollar index is going down, then we should be expecting EURUSD to push higher, breakout, retest, and then continue to push higher. Of course, following that trend, which happens to be an up move as well, right? So that's what we have for the EURUSD. It's always good to scan through your chart and see what you have, and then be able to pay attention. Of course, taking into consideration the fundamentals. As we all know, pounds, GBP, they've had a lot going on for them. Apart from the coronavirus, because coronavirus is for everybody in the world. Apart from the coronavirus, they've been going, back and forth, yo-yo effect on their Brexit trade talks with the EU. Of course, if there's no deal, it's not going to be good for either of them, as UK is a key partner when it comes to business with the EU, right? But still, some issues still lingering with respect to the trade talks, especially based on the fishing laws. But let's see how everything goes. A couple of times, I was about to say Donald Trump, sorry. A couple of times, now I was about to say Joe Biden. Boo, sorry. Now, a couple of times, Boris Johnson, yes, Boris Johnson has threatened to walk away from talks, and of course, no deal, and then carry out their own, individual business and all. But of course, that is not to be. Yesterday, he threatened to walk away, and of course, investors don't like uncertainty. And of course, what would they do? They will sell off. And that's just what we had yesterday. We had this sell off, and then we had the price, that same yesterday push higher. So for me, it's in no man's land, and you can see these areas of lows here. right, that acted as support, and we're expecting that this same area, right, let me just put a box here, we're expecting that after the breakout here, we're expecting that instead of it to push higher as it did now, this area will act as new resistance and then push lower, but that is not the case. So the pound USD is, for me, it's in a mess. It's a no-go area, and of course we watch and wait and learn some more. No point rushing into any trade that isn't good enough. Same scenario here on the Aussie dollar, right? On the Aussie dollar and Kiwi, you know, Aussie dollar and Kiwi tend to move in the same direction. If you switch over to the Kiwi, you can see in a way they both look similar. Well, they're both dirty if you ask me. No real clean movement, but these are the areas that we're looking out for: a break above here for a retest, or a break below for a retest to the downside. Same thing with Kiwi, but the Aussie looks much cleaner. And of course, the dollar Sweezy, always in the opposite direction. Well, about 95% thereabout in the opposite direction with EURUSD. So you can always use that as a form of gauge. So you can see the EURUSD pushing higher, the USD pushing lower. Same scenario, either a breakout to the upside, retest and push higher, or a breakout to the downside, retest and then push lower as well. Whatever the case might be, let's see how that plays out. Dollar yen, a big mess, big miss. I haven't even traded the dollar yen for a while. Haven't gotten very good clean PA on that. The dollar CAD, very good clean PA, of course, based on the dollar index, which seems to be dropping. And we know when the dollar index is dropping, where we have dollar as the base currency, we would also have it drop. And then the dollar CAD, and of course, has been responding nicely to that. And you can see we have a further drop here, and hopefully a breakout, retest, and then push lower. So that means that we know the areas that we are interested in. We're interested in this area that has now is acting as resistance. And of course, if it breaks out, should now act, oh, sorry, was acting as support earlier over here, acting as support. If it breaks out, hopefully it should act as a form of resistance now. It's all about knowing your key levels and where you like to ambush the market, right? Now, gold as a safe haven, right? When the dollar is dropping, gold is appreciating. And that's what we're able to see first week of December, right? So the same thing applies. If the dollar index drops some more, then we expect gold to also do likewise, right? But at the same time, let the charts guide you. Let price action be your driving force. Once price action is showing you an uptrend, always good to look forward to buying, especially when it breaks out of key levels and then retraces to retest. I prefer being a pullback trader, but that does not mean you cannot be a counter trend trader as well, right? So now that's what we have on gold, and basically that will be a wrap for now. And as I said earlier, today is Tuesday, the 8th of December. Let's see how things play out. And of course, I'll give you an update later. Okay, enjoy the rest of the day and ensure to trade safe. Use your stop loss when you can. And of course, don't forget also to calculate your risk appropriately. We are all going to have losses, and it's not a cost. It's about ensuring that your losses are well minimized and you maximize your profits. Okay, thank you guys. Enjoy your day and goodbye.